Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. And welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day, wherever you may be around this globe. You know, y'all, it certainly is a fantastic morning. A fantastic morning to get those things done. You know, those things that you have been, putting off doing for such a long time. Be intentional and get those things done. You know, today I have a very special topic that I want to talk about. And, a lot of times the things that cause people to procrastinate, it begins in there. It begins with their thinking, with their mindset. It's so much that goes on within a person that sometimes they intend to do something, but they just can't get it right. They just can't seem to flow into what they are intending to do. So today I want to talk about having discipline to succeed. you know in order to succeed in life, you have to have some discipline. You can't just allow your life to just go wherever it wants to go. Because that way, you're bringing confusion into your life. You're bringing confusion. And that's something that I want to talk about today, about, uniting yourself within. If I can say that, uniting yourself within instead of, being disorganized, instead of winging it. That's the word I want to use right now, winging it. And you have heard people say this. Well, somebody may ask them, what do you intend to do today? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to wing it, you know? But to be successful in life, to get off the merry-go-round of life, and you hear me talking about that, getting off the merry-go-round, because some of you may be on that merry-go-round. You're thinking about you should do this, you should do that, but you haven't done it yet because you're still on that merry-go-round. And how long have you been on that merry-go-round? That merry-go-round of, I'm going to write my book. I'm going to write my book one day. And that day turns into weeks. And that week turns into months. And that day, that thought even turns into years. It turns into decades. Or maybe you're that person that, you want to start a business, or maybe you have started a business, and you are just there, just existing and not really living, not taking your business or your writing journal to the next level, journey to the next level. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. I'm going to teach you how to have discipline. Discipline in your mind, discipline within yourself in order to succeed. And with that being said, let me first introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, and I teach you how to maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Because for so many times, for so many years, and I've seen people leave money on the table because they fail to take whatever that is they say that they're passionate about into the next level, into the next level. And y'all, whether you're that author or you're that entrepreneur, you have to take whatever it is inside of you to the next level. Be passionate about it. And that's what this program is all about, turning your passion into profit. What are you passionate about? What is that one thing that really lights you up? What is that one thing that you could go on, get lost in your thoughts about, or really talk about it? What is that one thing that people are always asking your advice about? What is it? Those gems on the inside of you, those treasures on the inside of you. There's so much, y'all, that's on the inside of you that, you don't even realize. Because maybe you probably haven't even tapped into that. Maybe you haven't even tapped into that. So let's take some time and let's really assess our value. And especially you ladies, okay? Assess your value. Assess your worth. Know what's inside of you. Know what you have to bring to the table. Know what, is really there to make a difference in somebody's life. And not only other people's lives, but also your life. Because when you serve, and you serve your audience well, you will reap the benefits. You will reap the benefits. But you can't be all over the place, thinking one thought in your mind, acting another way, and speaking another way. There has to be unity within yourself. So when I'm talking about having discipline to succeed, having that willpower, that discipline. And too many times, women, you just really don't do the groundwork. Okay, let me put it that way. You really don't do the groundwork. You really don't start from the beginning. Because how many times do I mention to people, and you hear me say that on this program from time to time, about vision? There's people out there that just go. They just go do whatever they want to do. They go write their book, or they go and they start their business. But they haven't written down their vision. And can you see where that could have a great effect on a person's life? Because they fail to do that groundwork. They fail to write down their vision. It's just like if you get in a car and you just, get in, you close the door, you start the engine, and you just sit there. Because you don't know where you're going. Or worse yet, you get in the car, you pull out of your driveway, and you're just riding around. Like just winging it. And you'll never reach your destination if you don't know where you're going. So without writing down your vision, with your plans, your strategies, your and everything down there, and I'm not talking about just writing it down. I'm talking about keeping it before your eyes each and every day. How would you know where you're going to go if you have it in your head? Because as long as it's in your head, it's a fantasy. But once you write it down and you have, written down those goals, you've written down those plans, you've written down those strategies, it becomes a reality. It becomes a reality. And it brings things into an alignment, into unity of being a reality, something real, something that, a person is not winging it, or, they just testing this out to see if it works this way, or they're testing it out to see if it works that way. No, they have a course of action in order to reach that goal. In order to reach that goal for the day. Because we could even break it down further. Instead of reaching, having that big goal at the end, why not break it down each and every day? Why not? You have to have discipline in order to succeed. You cannot be all over the place, because I'm going to tell you, it won't work. It won't work. So, first of all, what are your daily thoughts? What are your daily thoughts? When I'm talking about having discipline to succeed, what are your daily thoughts? Because it's in the mind. It's in the mind. I had a conversation with a person not too long ago, and I know I heard this person clearly. And it wasn't just me, but there's probably 20 other people that have heard this person, what they said clearly. Clearly. No doubt about it. And now this person is saying, oh, well, that didn't really happen. Well, you said it. How can it not really happen? What do you mean? You see, confusion in the mind. And when you don't write down that vision, when you don't put it plain on paper, when you don't keep it before your eyes, it's going to cause confusion. Okay? And confusion is disunity within yourself, those thoughts. So that's why I'm asking you, what are your daily thoughts? What are your daily thoughts? Are you allowing things to just run through your mind, and you're grabbing here, you're grabbing there, and you're not really conscious of what you're thinking on a daily basis? You know, that affects you. And that affects you in a big way. And that even affects the mood of your day, the momentum of your day. You know, how you feel, how you act, what you say. And you have to have some discipline. You have to be conscious of thoughts that just come into your mind that will cause a disruption, that will cause you to be scattered, that will cause confusion. And you know, when there's confusion in your life, your vision is blurred. Okay? Your vision is blurred. Just like, you know, I was thinking when that was told to me, I just had to shake my head. I said, well, you said it, because, you know, I'm going to, you know, sell you. I said, well, you said that. What do you mean? What do you mean? What are you saying? Either it happened or it didn't happen. Are you fantasizing this? And you told 20 other people the same story. And you have people looking at you like, you know, and sometimes I've seen this. I've seen this with authors. I've seen this with entrepreneurs, you know, when they're writing their books, authors, okay? And they have their message all muddled, and, you know, it's not flowing, or the ideas are all choppy and everything of that nature. Or I've seen it with, you know, entrepreneurs, where they're creating products, they're creating services, and it's just not reaching. Nobody's buying their products. Nobody's, you know, asking for their services, because it's us, you know, it's scattered. It's disunity. It's causing confusion. And you can't go and point to, you know, the product or the service or the message. You have to go back to the root. And that is either the author or, you know, that entrepreneur. The mind was scattered. Disunity within themselves. Remember, thinking one thing, acting another way, and speaking totally opposite from the other two. So there has to be unity within yourself. You cannot be divided. You cannot be divided, because as long as you're divided, you're going to be on that merry-go-round. Okay? And it's time for some of you to come off that merry-go-round. How long have you been on that merry-go-round? And you expecting different results from the same thing that you're putting in. It has to be a change, y'all. It has to be a change. There has to be some discipline in your life. Okay? That confusion also causes not only a blurred vision, but causes distractions. Because I always tell you, distractions have a voice. Distractions call loud and clear. They're calling. Now, are you listening at the voice of distractions? Or are you focused on your vision? Are you focused? Because as long as it's in your head and it's not written down where you can't see it, you're going to be distracted. Okay? You're going to be distracted. Confusion also causes an unsettling, okay? Where you're easily discouraged. How many of you are easily discouraged? You're easily discouraged. You run well for a while and then you stop. That comes from, disunity within yourself. That's one of the causes of being, running well for a while. And then the moment something comes up, you get discouraged. Whether a person comes to you and say a certain thing, or you see something not going as you're thinking that it should go. Now, if you had written that vision down on paper, you understand? Now you're able to see what may happen and how you could fix it. And that will eliminate being discouraged by what somebody says, or something didn't go as you thought it should, because there you will have the solution. I want you to think about that. So what are your daily thoughts? What are your daily thoughts? Your daily thoughts has a lot to do with what you are doing. Okay? Whether you're on that writing journey or whether you're on that entrepreneurial journey, it has a lot to do. If you change your thoughts, you could change what you're seeing. You could change how you're living. Okay? Your thoughts matter, y'all. Your thoughts matter. You have to have discipline. Don't say, well, I don't have time, I'm just not paying attention to that. Talking about the thoughts, I'm just allowing them to run rampant in my mind. That's the worst thing that you could ever do if you're serious about this. If you're serious. If you're not serious, well, just continue on and play, okay? But playtime is over. And for the serious authors, for the serious entrepreneurs, playtime is over. Playtime is over. It's time to start living. It's time to maximize your potential. It's time to stop leaving money on the table. Okay? It's that time. It's that time. So let's have some willpower. Let's discipline our minds, the thoughts in our minds. And I told you about, before you get up when you get up in the morning, okay? Before you get in the presence of others, number one, you get in the presence of God and you empty yourself out before him and you allow him to fill you for that day. And then you get in that mirror and you speak to yourself. Look yourself dead in the eyes and speak to yourself. And I have an affirmation. Let me put it on the screen for you right now. I am successful. I have everything I need. Okay? I am successful. I want you to say that with me. I am successful. I have everything I need. And you have to just not say it. You have to believe that. Your success depends on your belief about yourself. I am successful. You have to know that you're successful. You have to see that you're successful. You have to believe that you're successful. Well, it won't happen. You have to first believe it before you could, expect other people to believe it. You have to see it. You have to believe it. And then the second part of that, it says, I have everything I need. And you know what? You do have everything that you need. It's all inside of you. Whatever you may be going through now at this present time, you have the answers. You have the solutions within you. But you fail to see that. Instead, you're allowing your mind just to run away with these different thoughts. But you have to take time and really, assess what's inside of you. Whatever you may be going through. I hear from authors all the time. I hear from entrepreneurs all the time. They're struggling. They're trying to do this. They're trying to do that. But you have it inside of you. You have it inside of you. But what's happening, you lack discipline. You lack discipline to harness your mind and stop allowing those thoughts to run through it. You need discipline also to sit down and write your vision and make it plain. And have your goals, your strategies, and your plans. So let's dive into this message, this live stream today, okay? Let's dive into it. Having discipline to succeed. What are your daily thoughts? And I want to talk about the first one, okay? Let me bring it up on the screen. And I thank you all for being with me today on this segment of Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. And the first one I want to talk about is truth. Okay? When I'm talking about having a discipline to succeed, let's talk about truth. When we're talking about the mindset, when I'm talking about daily thoughts. Okay? I'm not talking about being phony or fake, because we talk about on this show about being authentic, living your truth, being who you are, being unapologetically you. Okay? Being unapologetically you. Those genuine thoughts as opposed to foolishness. As opposed to foolishness. And people that personally know me, there's only so much foolishness I could take. Okay? Or I'm getting up, I'm shutting it down, I'm not even engaging in that. I'm not going to engage in that. And you shouldn't also, okay? You shouldn't. Because there's certain things, you should not be watching. There's certain things you should not be hearing. There's certain things that just don't make any sense at all, okay? And these things, if you allow yourselves to, be around certain things, whether it's going to affect your ear gate or your eye gate, it tends to break you down on the inside, okay? And it tends to affect your thoughts. You'll begin thinking that way. You have to learn how to guard your heart. Guard yourself with all diligence, okay? Because there's life that flows from you. There's, solutions that flow from you. That's going to help your audience with, whether it's your message or your product or your service. So your thoughts should be always something that's going to be genuine, something that's going to alleviate your audience's pain points. Okay? Alleviate your audience's pain point. A way to bring them value, a way to answer the questions that they are asking, by being vulnerable, because your audience will connect with you. And that's why I say about the uniqueness, by being vulnerable, by allowing your audience to connect with you. Okay? So there has to be truth there. There has to be truth within yourself. But if you're allowing your mind to become clouded, allowing your mind, those thoughts to create confusion, and allowing your mind to this, with those thoughts, to just run away with anything, can you see how that will affect you when you're writing your book and trying to connect with your audience, or you're creating a product or service for your customers or clients? So always think truthful thoughts, okay? Truthful thoughts, and not concentrate on lies. I think I made that plain. Think on truthful thoughts and not concentrate on lies. Because I'm going to tell you, and it may be a very thin line there between the lies and the truth. But like they say, when you know the truth, it'll make you free. Okay? And many of you have allowed yourself, because you lack discipline, to just want to fit in and just want to do it like everybody else do it. And what this is doing is, this is causing disunity within yourself. When you want to write that message, when you want to produce that product or service, then now you're not understanding why things aren't working, because you're divided within yourself. So when we're talking about having discipline to succeed, I'm going to start off with this. Make sure it's the truth and it's not based on lies. Okay? Because this will cause your audience to not be attracted to you. They won't be. Because there's nothing there for them. And I'm just going to throw this example here because this just came to mind. Like people that plagiarize other people's books and different things like that. You know what? There's no need for that. There's no need for you to copy anybody else's work or anything of that nature, because we all have a purpose in life. We're all unique in our own ways. And that uniqueness is the thing that attracts your audience to you. So that's why I always say, be unapologetically you. You don't have to apologize for who you are. You don't have to, look at yourself as less than somebody else, because number one, you don't compare yourself to others. You just be who you are and be the best that you could be, because you're on your own time clock, running your own race. So think about that. Use what's inside of you and be truthful. Stop allowing foolishness to invade what's on the inside of you and break you down, where you're thinking one thing, you're saying something else, and you're acting a different way. Because I'm going to tell you, your thoughts affect your actions. They affect your actions. Because what's running through your head, if it's based in foolishness, if it's based in those things that's not allowing you to be productive and profitable in your journey, whether it's a writing journey or entrepreneurial journey, you have to go back and think, where is this breakdown happening? Where is this breakdown happening? Now let's move to the second one. Honorable. Having discipline to succeed. Honorable. Be reliable, y'all. Be reliable. Can your audience depend on you? That's the question. Can your audience depend on you? Are you showing up when you need to show up? Are you there for them? Now, I had something that happened last week and I couldn't be here. And then I tried to, I think that was Monday or Tuesday. I want to apologize for that. I tried to connect it, my StreamYard, with my phone. Well, it's on my phone, but I couldn't pull up. So I wasn't here last Monday or Tuesday, okay? But for the rest of the week, I was able to put live streams on, pre-recorded messages on. And this is something that was beyond my control because I wasn't in a place where I could come to you live like I'm coming today for last Monday or Tuesday. And I felt bad about that. I really felt bad about that. But, some things happen. But for the most part, okay, show up, be honorable because your audience is looking for you. Are you there where they expect you to be? Or are you playing peekaboo? Sometimes I show up, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I show up at this time, sometimes I'll show up at that time. You have to be honorable. You have to be reliable and in your thoughts, okay? Because I'm telling you, your thoughts affect your actions. What you are thinking affects your actions. And this is a serious thing. 63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people looking for your expertise, your uniqueness, okay? Your vulnerability, where they could see you as that real person who has gone through what they are currently going through, and that there's hope for them, that they could come out where they can't even see their way until you show them that way where they could clearly see, well, there's hope for me. So are you honorable in your thoughts? Are you ethical in your thoughts? Not looking to make excuses, okay? But being truthful. Are you ethical? Not just telling people what you want them to hear, but are you really ethical in your thoughts? Because everything starts here. Y'all, the mind is a very powerful tool. And it either could be used the right way or the wrong way. But as that author, as that entrepreneur, I want to tell you this, okay? You have a great responsibility of changing people's lives, speaking into their lives either through your message in your book or through your product or service. You have a great responsibility to not only change their lives, your readers or your clients and or customers' lives, but also the people that surround them, like their family, their friends, their co-workers, their neighbors. And you also have a greater responsibility to change generations. So you see, you're not insignificant. You're not small at all. The smallness comes in your mind, the way you think. And I want you to always think big. That's why I always talk to you as, on the world stage, to bring out what's inside of you, to bring out your brilliance, to bring out, your uniqueness, to allow you to see that you're just not somebody sitting in a corner in some place in the world, but you are somebody. You are somebody. You have to see this for yourself. You have to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. But having those honorable thoughts, and I'm going to tell you another one when I'm talking about honorable, respect. There's a lot of times people demand respect. But, you don't have to demand respect, because respect comes from the inside. It comes from the inside of you. You don't have to do anything to, demand respect, because it's already inside of you. If you allow yourself to move into that place, you see, there's levels in this. There's levels, there's dimensions, there's stages. That's why, we're ever evolving. So harness those thoughts that's just running through your mind. Get those things in check and line up with your vision. The next one is lovable and kind. Okay. When I'm talking about having discipline to succeed with the thoughts, what are your daily thoughts? Being lovable and kind. That means being understanding. Being understanding to your audience. Understand what they're going through. Don't just, talk down to your audience. Don't ever talk down to people. Because your audience, they're real people. Treat people like you want them to treat you. Always. Be understanding. Just because somebody may be, and this is the term that, the young people say these days, being extra. Oh, they're just extra. Well, maybe something affected them in that certain way, okay? And it don't affect you at all. But they're not being extra, or they're not being, over dramatic or whatever. Something, we all different, y'all. We all different. So be understandable that just because this, whatever it may have been, didn't, knock you off the boat, that it could have done that to somebody else. We're all different. So be understanding, be kind, never talk down to people. Never talk down to your audience. You have to be friendly. You have to see yourself as being a problem solver. When you see yourself as being a problem solver, then you'll understand that you won't talk down to people, okay? You'll see yourself as a problem solver, that you have the solutions to their problems. So, like I said, you can't talk down to people. And just because something didn't affect you that way doesn't mean that it didn't affect that person in the way that they're acting or whatever. Okay? So always be mindful of that. Always be compassionate. Always be compassionate. Compassion wins every time. Compassion will help you to zero in on the real pain point, because, sometimes people's pains are compounded and they piled up. But what is the root cause of why something is happening, or somebody feels a certain way, or, whatever it may be? What is the real root cause? It will allow you to see. And it allows them to connect with you also when you're compassionate. But if you're coming off as, rude or talking down, they're not going to connect with you. They're just not. Here's another one. When I'm talking about having discipline to succeed, what are your daily thoughts? Be just. Be just in your thoughts. Unbiased. Be open-minded. Okay? Be open-minded. Look for ways to help people. Look for ways. Be open-minded. You know, everybody's not the same. You have to see people in their uniqueness. You can't, compare one with the other. This worked for this person. Maybe I'm going to use the same method or same way with that person. Have your mind. Stop allowing things to just run through your mind. Always have a mind that's open. Okay, open mind, where you're not comparing one person with the other. When I'm talking about your audience, have an open mind. Be fair minded. Be fair minded. You know, unclouded is another thing I could bring into here when I'm talking about having discipline to succeed. Unclouded, a pure mind. First you understand, and then you'll see. You can't see without understanding. You first have to understand, and then you'll see clearly, because otherwise it'll be clouded. And that cloudiness comes from, like I told you, it comes from being all over the place. It comes from being from disunity. You have to be unified within yourself. Your mind, your speech, and your actions have to line up. And a lot of times, people are so divided within themselves, and they not understanding why their products aren't selling, why their services, nobody wants to their services, or it could be better. They barely making ends meet, and you hear people say, "Oh, well, how long you've been in you had your business open?" Well, I've been open for 10 years. I'm barely making it, and different things of that nature. Because I'm going to tell you, audience, I'm going to tell you, you have what it takes. There is no shortage in this world. Everywhere you look, there's abundance. And there's enough for you to make your millions. Okay? There's enough for you to make your millions. There's no shortage of money in the world. Okay? Just a lack of knowledge, or a lack of understanding. A lack of understanding because you're not seeing it. But once you get an understanding, you'll see it. Okay? And a lack of knowledge of how to get it. So let me make that clear. There's no shortages in this world. It's just a lack of understanding. And until you understand it, you won't see it. Okay? And a lack of knowledge. You just don't know how to get it. But once you come into that knowledge, after you could see it, then you'll be able to get it. Okay? Then you'll be able to get it. But first you have to understand, and then you will see. So, have that mind. Have that mindset of, there's enough for me to make my millions, because there certainly is. Okay? No matter what you hear on the news, no matter what your girlfriend told you, no matter what somebody down the street told you, no matter what they may be saying about this, might be saying about that, let me tell you, they may be saying this time's inflation time, and everything's high, and the gas is high, and this, that, and the other, but they still buying, right? They're still selling. People are still buying houses. They're buying cars. They're going on vacations. They're doing all this stuff. It's in the mind. Okay? You have to believe. You have to believe. So get those thoughts under control. Learn how to discipline your thoughts. Learn how to come in unity within yourself, to understand so you could see, to get this knowledge so you can move forward in life and maximize your potential and stop leaving money on the table. Okay? Now let's move to the last and final one. Excellence. Okay? Excellence and virtue. Have consideration, y'all. Have consideration. Imagine you on the other side. So when I'm talking about having discipline to succeed, and what are your daily thoughts? Imagine you on the other side. So this is the same way you want to bring it to your audience with excellence. Okay? Think excellence. Think virtue. Think of those things. Okay? Concentrate on that. And all these things I've been telling you is concentrate. Concentrate on excellence. The more you fall in line with excellence, the more you fall in line with virtue, that's going to be those thoughts. See, you have to replace those negative thoughts, those thoughts that's just running through your mind, that's causing you to be unproductive, that's causing you to procrastinate, to cause you to be discouraged. You have to replace those things with what I'm talking about today, with excellence, with virtue. Okay? In order to have success, whether you're on that book writing journey or whether you're that entrepreneur, you have to discipline your mind, have that willpower to replace those things with good things. Okay? Replace those things of limiting beliefs, those thoughts of limiting beliefs with positive things, with thoughts of excellence. Okay? Excellence. Your message is excellent. The thoughts that's coming through your mind are excellent. The product and services that you're creating are excellent. I'm not saying perfection, okay? I'm not saying perfection, because people, they will hold back. They will procrastinate because things have to be perfect. No, things do not have to be perfect, but do them with excellence. Do them with excellence. But when you're thinking about excellence, it will have those thoughts of excellence. You see, it's elevating you. It's elevating your mind to come out of that settling for just anything. Okay, whatever runs through your mind is just running through your mind. No, it can't be that way. Another one, be upright in your thoughts. Be upright in your thoughts. If you don't know, guess what? You don't know. Find out the answer. It's okay to tell people you don't know. Don't try to fake it. And I hate that term, y'all. I hate that term, fake it till you make it. I don't like that. Okay? Thoughts. If you don't know something, you just don't know it. We don't know everything, and it's okay not to know everything. You go learn it. Okay? We're supposed to be learning something new every day. And that's the fun part. Learn something new every day. Read. Don't just wait for people to tell you stuff. Go read it for yourself. Stop being a copycat. Everything you're repeating, you're just, repeating like a parrot. You hear somebody say this, you repeat it. You hear somebody on TV saying this, you go repeat it. You don't even know if it's true. You're just repeating it. Okay? Read. Get to know it for yourself. Discipline yourself. Okay? And the last, possess a right conduct, behavior. Possess a right conduct. When I'm talking about having discipline to succeed, possess a right conduct. What are your daily thoughts? What are your daily thoughts? Concentrate, number one, on the truth. Okay? Having those truthful thoughts. Concentrate on being honorable. Having those honorable thoughts. Concentrate on being loving and kind. Have those loving and kind thoughts where you're understanding. Okay? You're understanding what your clients, what your audience is going through. Just like you would want somebody to help you with and understand you. Understand their plight. Understand. And be there for them. Be that problem solver. Concentrate on being just. Okay? Being unbiased. And stop finding fault or talking down to people. First, like I said, you have to understand, then you see. Okay, so get that understanding. Get wisdom, but with all that getting, get an understanding. Understanding is very, very important, because once a person understands, just like you, once you understand, then you'll see. Then you'll see. So, in order having that discipline to succeed, understand what is being said here to you today. So you'll be able to see. And once you see, now you'll be able to, go down your journey. Like I told you, write down your vision and make it plain with your goals, your plans, and your strategies. And you'll be able to see that clearly. Okay. And then the last and final one, concentrate on excellence, concentrate on virtue. These are the things that you should allow to, go through your mind. And those other things, you cast down those imaginations. Okay. Cast them down. Because what those things are doing, those thoughts, those negative, limiting beliefs, and those thoughts that's keeping you divided within yourself, there's causing a battle in your mind. Like I said, what this person told me, and me and 20 other people, okay? One thing, and now they're saying, well, I didn't say that, this didn't happen. What are you saying? Okay? It's having me look at you a different way. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? Have you been lying to me? Are you making this up? Stop living in this fantasy world. Be truthful. Be truthful. Be unapologetically you. Never, be ashamed of who you are, your uniqueness. And like I said, there's no lack in this world. There's enough money for you to make your millions. Okay? Make your millions. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with me on Turning Your Passion in the Profit Morning Show. And with this particular topic, having discipline to succeed, and what are your daily thoughts? So if you didn't catch it all, go back over this broadcast and, listen to it again. You might have to listen to it a second time, okay? To see how, you could get your thoughts lined up in order to meet your goals, so you don't have to continue to go around this merry-go-round, okay? Because you are worth it. You are worth it. You have gems inside of you, and you have value, okay? You have gems and you have value. And once you meet up with your genius, all you'll do is soar, and you'll go from higher heights to deeper depths. So with that being said, thank you for being here with me. And I want you to remember this. This is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.